Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy DJ Talented in the building, and you know what this is. This is the real
The raw
and the
and the
motherfucking
motherfucking
rugged.
rugged.
You dig? Now we already done sipped up what we drank this morning. We was gonna try to save it for y'all, but it wasn't that much left. So we done sipped that up. Today we gonna be talking to a gentleman by the name of Free Will. A spoken word artist and a motivational speaker. Let's give it up for Free Will.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, and before we get to that, on my right I have
Is it entertainment?
oh, you don't forgot your own name?
No, because you just forgot. You forgot I was here.
No, I didn't forget that you was here. I'm looking at you. Can't forget the blue hair. See you all the times. But just doing a little something a little different, just a little different. You know what I'm saying? But how's your day, Miss Entertainment?
It's okay.
Oh man, this lady is she is not with the program today.
It's good.
Mr. Free Will, how's your day, man?
Oh man, it's Saturday. Everything is good. I love my weekends, man. I mean, I know just like you guys, y'all probably work Monday through Friday, get it in, but the weekend is the weekend. So I'm having a great day.
Correction. Monday through Sunday. That's when
Yeah,
we
you know what?
Yeah.
Once I said that, I was like, nah, they probably get it in 7 days a week. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So working the day job, even though mine is at night, but we working the day job and then we got to get this going on. So
Yeah, most definitely.
we trying to make it so where we can eat off our own selves and not off the other people.
right.
Yeah. So, Mr. Free Will, you are a spoken word artist. Tell me how you got into that.
Well, I moved here from St. Louis, right? And I was trying to do comedy at first, not realizing that everything that you try to do, you'll always find another avenue for it. So when I was doing comedy was cool, but I could never get my foot out the door like I wanted to. But I always loved the stage and I always loved to talk to people. So once I moved to Atlanta, I said, okay, comedy is not really working. Let me jump into something else. And I used to manage my friend. He's a rapper. I used to manage him back home. So I can write a little bit, but I was never a rapper. So jumping to the spoken word game, I kind of used comedy and what I learned from him all together just to put it all into one. And I just turned myself into a spoken word artist.
Nice. So how did you get spoken word from writing for somebody else for like singing or rapping?
Well, I'm a positive person by heart. So whatever you write about is your choice. So I figured once I jump into the poetry game, I can start writing how I want to write. But I just knew how to write certain hooks. So poetry got like a little rhythm to it. So as long as I knew how to write hooks, I figured I could jump into this game and write hooks.
All right. And your first performance, how do you think the crowd reacted?
Man, anything that you do for the first time, you kind of jump out there and you like, okay, I really don't know what's going on. But with poetry, one thing about poetry, you can mess up and fall on your face. They'll still clapping and say good job. So I don't know how it went, but they always warm you with a open arm. So when I kept doing it, I started finding myself doing better because of you just want to create your craft and just get better in doing it. So
Okay. Now, you right now, the performer you are, what could you tell yourself as if it was you just starting out?
I mean, when I first started, I had went to a poetry thing, and people was reading off their phones, and I didn't know you can do that. I thought once you get in, you have to know your words and all that. So it kind of gave me a sense of like to just encourage me to say, okay, you can kind of get up here and start messing up. So when I first started off, I didn't want to read on my phone. I wanted to learn my words the best way I can, but I would forget my lines a lot. And then I have to look at my phone. But then I just started getting to the point where I know my lines and I won't forget them. And now once you memorize your lines, you get to act them out a little more. So when I first started, I would forget my lines and forget words and start over and just say little weird stuff. But now I kind of like act it out a little better.
Okay, okay. And how long have you been a spoken word artist?
It's going on about a year now. I probably started in 2001.
Okay, okay. And what's one of your most motivational uh poetries?
Well, I had a incident last November where my lungs collapsed, and I had about 9 poems under my belt before then, but those was probably just poems. Now the one that I performed where I talk about how my lungs collapsed and how I went to the hospital, I think that is more touching because I wrote that while I was in the hospital, and that's more heartfelt. So it was easier for me to perform that without even thinking. And once I touch people with the message, I think they can receive that one better. So that's one of my favorite ones. It's called Rest in Peace.
Okay, nice, nice. All right. So with spoken word, what did somebody bring that out to you, or did you just by yourself just come up with that?
As far as like which part you mean? The
Meaning,
whole concept?
yeah, the whole concept.
Well, anytime you jump into a lane, you'll find out that it's beef in that lane, right?
Mhm.
So when I started doing poetry, people started having this concept. It's a poet and it's a spoken word artist. It's two different people, but it's in the same class. So if you act out your poems a little more, you're a spoken word artist. If you just get up there and recite your poems, you're a poet. So as me wanting to just act mines out and just make people feel it through the way I'm moving, they call me a spoken word artist.
Okay.
Now, I think that's interesting because me and him was debating earlier of everybody know what a spoken word artist is. So that's interesting that there's a difference between that and an actual poet. So
Mm-hmm.
did is there one you prefer over the other, or are you just, you know, go with whatever moves you, what lane moves you?
I guess with me, with I used to manage my friend that raps, and we used to always say, do not get up there and just rap. Try to engage with the audience. So I tried to use the same concept that I used to tell him for like how I perform. So I didn't really want to jump into any different lane. I just really wanted to perform the best way I can, and I really want to be like a entertainer as I'm performing. So I really don't want to wear a jersey, but since I'm in poetry, it's almost like they gave me a side. So I really just love to entertain, and whatever I got to do to bring people to my world, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Good.
So being that you've been in there a year, is there anything that you would do differently? Because you had a nice little year of ups and downs. Is there anything you would do differently going into it, or telling somebody when they coming in, this is what you should do?
I like to take I like to use the concept as how we went to school, right? So you got a freshman year, a sophomore year, your junior year, then your senior year. I feel like once you jump in, that's your freshman year. So you learning everything you want to learn, and you trying to grasp everything you want to grasp. But then once you get to your sophomore year, you kind of start doing things a little different because you understand now what you're in. So I think with me going into my sophomore year, I want to create more content and I want to do more because I'm still going to bump my head and I'm still going to learn things, but I want to just create more content that makes more sense to when I'm talking to a different audience. So I want my content to be more better.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what was one of the worst times in your learning of being a spoken word artist? What was one of the worst times that you had?
I'm gonna be real with y'all, right?
That's
So
why we call it real, raw, and rugged.
yeah, I'm gonna be real. I stutter a lot, right? I stutter a lot, and when I was younger, I used to stutter real bad, real bad. So it kind of like took me away from talking to people. So a lot of times, if I find myself start to stutter, it'll kind of like throw me off. And then once it throw me off, it'll put me in a unsafe space. So if I get up there and my words don't come out like they want to, now my whole performance is thrown off. And when I first used to start, I probably like mess over some words and start stuttering. Now I'm just thrown off from the whole thing. So now I try to catch myself, slow it down, and try not to fumble over my words. Because once I start fumbling, then my whole performance is thrown off. So yeah, that's what it is.
And I guess get out of your own head,
Mm-hmm.
because most people, because nobody is perfect. Everybody got something, you know.
Right, right.
So especially, it is so it's not easy to get in front of folks and then talk or do anything. So the fact that you have that courage to do that, people are going to support you, and they're going to tell you, just take your time.
Yeah,
So always
yeah.
remember that they're there to support you,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
regardless of whether you thinking you messing up or not. You're not.
Yeah,
I would encourage you just to, one of those things, just to try and get out your own head. Because I agree. Because when I get nervous, I talk extremely fast.
True
uh-huh,
that.
So, and I have to get in my own head, just like, okay, slow it down.
mm-hmm,
Just
mm-hmm.
slow it
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
So just
yeah.
something, just one thing that I've learned, just passing it on. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
have their way of, doing things, but just remember, we're here to support.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, most definitely, most
definitely.
definitely. Yeah.
Yep. And she has starred in a couple short films, and getting her to learn her lines without racing through them
Mm-hmm.
is a feat in itself.
Whatever.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Now, talking about that, have you, because you like to perform, have you
Mm-hmm.
thought about doing like monologues or getting into acting, and doing your own thing?
Yeah, so one of the things me moving to Atlanta that I have realized that everybody is doing something, and I love that. I didn't want no regrets, and when I linked up with you guys, I was blown away just by how much you guys got your hand in things. So it just makes me want to do more and more and more. Now, before I moved, I was taking up college back home, and then I was in theater. So I have done a little bit of monologue, a little bit of everything, but I haven't touched it full base. So I guess with me trying to speak everything that has something to do with it, I'm gonna start putting my hand into it.
I would definitely encourage you to do that, because we've watched you perform and you really get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, definitely cultivate that acting too, and
Okay.
incorporate that into it, because I think
Mm-hmm.
you'll do amazing. You'll be amazing at it.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah.
and the crowd actually gets into it when you speak.
Mhm.
So you got the whole crowd participation. Because I know the first time we seen you, you came up to
The open mic, and everybody's like,
yeah,
"Oh
man.
my god!"
Mm.
Everybody
Okay.
was like,
Yeah.
"Wow!" And then you didn't even use a mic; you just blurted it out, and it was loud enough for people in the back to hear.
Okay. Got you. Got
Not
you.
a lot
Got
of people, when they first get up on stage, they can do that.
you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
so you got the
One
gift.
one thing about it that I don't know how to use a mic. And my friend Justin that performs, he been doing it way longer than me. So he always tell me to do a mic, but when I use a mic, I can't get into my poem like I want to. I feel stuck behind the mic. So that's
Right.
why a lot of times I don't use it, but I need to get better into using the mic and to perform it in front of a mic. So that's
Right.
why a lot of times I don't use it.
Yeah, because I look at big stages, and if they don't have that lavalier ready for you, you're gonna have to take that mic and just do your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So
most definitely, most
when you
definitely.
just always looking big and at the next step.
Yeah,
So
Or
yeah,
actually, all you need is because to me it seems like if you hold in the mic, it takes the experience from you.
yeah,
If you get on stage and if they got a mic, they don't have a lavalier mic and they just got a handheld, make sure they have a stand with it.
yeah, yeah.
That
I
way
know.
that you don't have to hold the microphone and you can still do what you do.
Absolutely,
agreed.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then it be stuff like that that's I'm learning as I go, that type of small stuff that's really big towards your performance.
Right. So another good question for you. What's one of your favorite lines from a piece that you've done?
Got so many.
Yeah. I got this one. So I got this one poem where I talk about me being in the projects, and I wasn't really raised in the projects per se, but I used the beginning hook of Ice Cube, Once Upon a Time in a Project. So I just went with that theory. But I was raised in the hood, and I feel like when we come from a certain environment, they kind of judge you. And I was the one, I didn't realize how blessed I was, because you don't really trip off who don't have both of their parents living in the hood. You just living. So I have both my parents, and we also lived in a cool environment to where, everybody was on the same level. And one of my lines that I say, they try to say that we are a product of our environment. When they are the ones that's picking from the product of our environments, when they are the ones that's putting the product in our environments, when they are the ones that's picking from the product of our environment, something like that. I can't really get it now, but I like how I talk about the environment that these people is picking from, that they try to say that a person like us come from, that they don't want to be involved in,
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And speaking of favorite pieces, do you have a favorite piece from someone else?
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep it real. Oh my goodness, I gotta go there. Poetry is cool. Poetry is cool to me, but I can't sit there at a poetry show and listen to everybody. I mean, I'll be ready to go because some of it is too deep for me. Some of it is like I really don't care for it. But what I really do love is battle rap. So when I see a person that almost incorporate poetry with battle rap, I love it. But it's this thing that they have called the Poets in Autumn. And they are all poets that like do Christian poetry, and they travel. And that's how I really started getting into poetry. And I started listening to them. And it's this guy named Chris Webb. He talks a lot about church in his poetry, but I like what he talks about. He talks about a lot of different things, and I can listen to him all day. So Chris Webb is one of the guys that I can listen to, and I can listen to his poetry all day.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice, real nice.
Anything you got coming up?
Yes. So of course I do open mics, but open mic is really like homework. That would be my friend Justin call it. We call open mic homework. But when we feature or we are involved in the show, that's what we turning in our report paper. You know how you gotta turn in your report paper from all the homework that you've done?
Right.
That's when we try to show up and show out. So I have a show with you guys on the 11th that I'm gonna try to put together on my end, just so I can November the 11th, that I can bring out new moves and new stuff. So November the 11th, hopefully I can get some great poets to back me up. If not, I know that I would have my friend Justin Patton there with me.
Oh yeah, okay. Definitely got folks that's ready.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately we had to cancel the doggone weatherman always lying.
Yeah.
Always lying. They just made it sound it was gonna be so bad. Oh my God, George, you're gonna be underwater. Nothing.
Absolutely. And I was watching them Monday morning because I get up in the morning. Like you find yourself doing the same routine, and like people that know me, I tell them all the time, if somebody wanted to rob me, they probably could, because I do the same routine for like going to Walmart. I go to Walmart Saturday mornings, certain stuff I do. And if you call me, you be like, oh, you at Walmart, actually? Like, yeah. So I have a certain routine, and in the morning I get up around by like 5:30. I start cleaning my room up, making my bed up, doing my push-ups, and then by this time, by 6 o'clock, I turn on the news. So every time I turn on the news around about 6, this week all they was talking about was the weather. So once you cancel the show, I was already on it. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then I turned on the news. I think when I got home Friday, they talked about, oh yeah, the weather is curving and it's not going to reach Georgia, and we're gonna have nice weather all week. I said, boy, I tell you.
Right. Right after we canceled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because event place will say, hey man, y'all need to, hey, the storm coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. The safety first.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if the show would have went on, the weather would have came. So that's just how the universe works sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'd rather be canceled and safe than trying to put on the show and people say it's raining and storming. And I don't like being out in the rain.
No.
You know, I like to be at home. If anything happened, at least I'm at home and it happened, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what have you found? Basically, what I'm trying to say, to get that out. Have you found it challenging trying to find places to perform at?
Good question.
Yes and no. So and I'm gonna keep referring back home because I gotta take you back to my hometown so I can give you how I look about being here.
Okay.
So home is very small. So when I was back home trying to do things, it was only like about 3 spots, same people, same everything, same. So when I came here, of course, Georgia is way bigger. So my freshman year that I call it, I was trying to go everywhere. Now, I'm on my senior year of living here, right? Because I'm going on 4 years, but I'm on my sophomore year of performing because I've only been doing it for like a year and a half. So since I've been living here for 4 years, I found myself in a box, meaning I don't go out as much as I was when I moved here in 2019. So when I was here through 2019, plus the pandemic wasn't here yet, everything was open. So I used to go on the website and you can actually type in open mics and then they will have a list of all open mics everywhere. Now, since the pandemic has shut a lot of things down, I find myself going to the same open mics. And I don't like it because you find out you ain't performing like you want to because you feel like everybody has heard all your poems. So at first I was all over, but now I kind of find myself in the same and I really don't like it. So I'm trying to like fall back from open mic a little bit and I'm trying to reach out to other cities so I can take this talent somewhere else.
Now that's when your monologue stuff comes in. So just to just as a thought, so I incorporate that. So that gives you something different and new and fresh.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely look into that because I don't know if you guys know about Eric Thomas. Do you know about Eric Thomas? Okay, so Eric Thomas is the #1 motivational speaker in the world, and I listen to him a lot. And my friend asked me the other day. He said, "Why do you have motivational speaking on your name?" And I always call it jerseys. Anytime you pick a lane that you're in, that's like a jersey you're wearing. So when I was doing comedy, that was a jersey I was wearing. And once you tell people that you do comedy, the first thing they say is, make me laugh. Yeah. So it's like, no, that's not right now, right here. So I want to take that jersey off. And I never want to wear a jersey to where people say, okay, since you say you do this, let me see it. But I felt you still have to wear a jersey if you're going to do something. You just can't say, well, I do this, but it don't have a name to it. So I like to speak. And when I hear Eric Thomas speak, it come out so natural that it's like, okay, I want to be in that lane and I want to be in poetry lane, but I want to mix it together. So you got to find a word for it. And since I haven't found the word for it, I go by motivational speaker. And I listen to this dude all the time, and it's so natural. And I feel like I have that same gift, but I don't know how to present it to the world to where people is gravitating to me and they want to listen to me every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How about do your own lane, make up your own word, and then let it fit, and then people come to you. So that's a way of they ask, well, what is that? So that's a
It froze. Can y'all still hear me? Hello?
There we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
there
We're
we go.
back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think StreamYard was trying to tell us a little something.
Or the
Yeah.
internet. Somebody messing with it.
So, you were saying make up your own thing, and that's what I'm doing right now, right? So, as I'm creating everything that I'm creating, I'm just really trying to. It's like putting cards on the table, and I don't know what go with what yet, but I got them on the table. So I'm going to show y'all this wall if you can see it. Let me see. Can y'all see this wall?
Yeah.
All right. So this wall was supposed to be my podcast area, which is still going to be. It's still going to be, and I'm trying to figure out how to create a podcast that makes sense for me, because I know that everybody's doing a little bit of everything. And I do want to be different, but I want to be me at the same time. So
Right.
So everything you're saying, I have it written down. It's just I haven't crossed it off my list yet, you know. So I'm slowly working, and I think with me getting back on stage, because I was scared to be on stage after I did comedy. So my last show that I did back home or whatever doing comedy, I had my jokes in my pocket, and I was trying to. At first, I was reading off a book. And people was laughing, but I don't know if they was laughing at me or if they was laughing with me. But I'll take it, right? I'll take it.
Right.
So somebody said, man, you got to get rid of that book. And I don't know if you guys know, it's this one comedian. He's from Chicago. I can't think of his name. He used to read off cards. That was just like his little gimmick.
Okay.
And I can't think of his name, but he used to read off cards, and he'll like say a joke. If it didn't work, he'd scratch it off, and that was funny. That was funny to people. So when I started bringing the book out, people were like, "Oh, you should incorporate the book." And then I started getting, some people say yes, some people say no. So I was like, let me just try to write my jokes down on a piece of paper and just glance at them. Well, the last time I did that, I couldn't find my jokes in my pocket. They were stuck to the top of my pocket. I reached in there, couldn't find them, and it just all went wrong. So that whole day, well, that performance-wise, I got off stage. It lasted about a good minute. When I got off stage, the people in the audience started screaming my name, saying, "Bring them back up, bring them back up." So I'm all amped on the side saying, yeah, bring me back up. I get on stage and do the exact same thing. So I say, yeah, this is not for me. So it put me in stage fright.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to be back on stage. I wanted to be back on stage some way, somehow. And when I moved to Atlanta, I got back on stage with poetry. So that was one of the things I crossed out. So a lot of things I'm trying to do, I still have it written down. It's just I'm slowly crossing them off.
Gotcha.
Okay. So at that performance you did at the open mic that we had, was that your first time being back on stage?
No. It wasn't my first time being back, because I've been doing it for like probably about 8 months since then, going on a year.
Okay.
But what happened was that I've been going to the same open mic, seeing the same people, and sometimes I was shut down around certain people. Since you guys were so new and everybody was new to me, I was able to open up more.
Okay.
And that's why I really enjoyed it, because I didn't have to worry about, okay, he's seen me perform or whatever the case that go through your head that it helps shut you down. Everything about you guys' show had uplifted me. And then it was the house was packed. Sometimes the packed house I shut down, but this particular time, I think your wife said something. Is he on the phone? And then once you said that, it kind of like, no, I'm not on the phone, and that started helping my confidence come up, and I just went on from that point.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions, Miss Entertainment?
No, I think he done did it all. Other than just, how can people reach out to you? And definitely stay on for some more hot topics. I want to get your thoughts on.
Okay, cool. But people can reach out to me at on Instagram. I really don't use Facebook. I started my Facebook when it kind of came out, and I follow a lot of weird people, so I try not to get on that one. But you can find me on Instagram at Free Will Chapman. That's Free Will Chapman. Last name spelled Chatman. And yeah, that's why I like to post all my videos and all my performances.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You want to get into some hot topics?
Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All righty. Here's some hot topics. Okay. During the keynote speaking address at the Toronto International Film Festival, Tyler Perry. So let me get there we go. There
Oh,
he is.
that's tight.
He said some interesting things, and he was saying that he was extremely excited that for what's happening with diversity and the choices and opportunities that we're seeing for Black people for the very first time. Now, something that got the news and all of a buzz is he said, but he had a but. He don't want to have Black people in seats that we're not ready for, and it was taken from and I'm paraphrasing, from the good white folks, according to the service sources. So, what are y'all thoughts on that? Basically, he was saying is, it's great that we're doing a lot of diversity, but don't be taken away from the folks that are non-Black to give it to somebody that's Black just because they're Black.
I say if you earn the right to sit where you want to sit there. I mean, if you done did half the stuff Tyler Perry did, I think that you should be able to sit wherever you want to sit. It don't matter whether you're Black, white, Chinese, Puerto
Now,
Mexican.
when he talking about sit, he's talking about jobs. He's talking about jobs.
Still, if you've earned the credibility and your work ethic is where that position should be, but then you should be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless.
Yeah. I guess I see where he's going with that, but I guess I wouldn't have.
It's the way that he said
it's the way he said it, because it's like you don't want to. That's always been the fight with affirmative action. It's like it's going to take away from the good white folks that's already been doing the job just to give it to some Black person, and then they're not even qualified for it. But how many jobs that the good white people have that they're not qualified for, but they're there because they're white.
And because they was born into a family that's got a whole lot of goddamn money.
Or they just people looking out for them, because I see it quite often.
Yeah.
People get in position because their friend can hire them and put them in that position. That had nothing to do with if they're qualified for it.
Right.
So,
and I see that even at my job. There's people that's up there in status, but can't seem to pick a booger out their nose if they tried.
Yeah.
That way of saying it.
Nasty.
Saying it, but when some people get positions that they know that they not qualified for, just because they friends or because they didn't kiss enough ass to get the position.
Yeah. It's just crazy that we are in 2022 and we still, talking about the color.
Yes.
It just of course it's never going to stop, because that's the 50-50 of the world, Blacks and whites. But yeah, it's always going to be a hot topic. That's always going to be who, what, where, when, why about Blacks and whites. But I guess I can understand them. But then, like he say, hey, a lot of people get jobs just because of their friends brought them in, and hey, it's about who you know too. So
yeah, and networking could get you places too. I mean, even though that's the best thing to do to get places, if you really don't have the credential, I guess I could see some part of what Tyler Perry is saying is, if you don't have the credentials but you know the people, do you really deserve that position?
Yeah.
So instead of, I guess, talking about the actual person getting a position, maybe we should, going back to the employers, make sure when you're giving, you're hiring somebody, not just making it about race. Now you want to have a diverse workplace. You have to,
right?
But make sure that the folks are can do the damn job. How about that?
Yeah.
Now I can't say this though. Tyler Perry does make sure that he looks out for us. Now he definitely do a very good job of doing that. So
Agree, because he giving folks I guess opportunities that did not have it, because when, especially when
mhm.
you're talking about on set, when you have a lot of folks, you see very little people of color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Hmm.
have to have this big push on diversity. We
Hmm.
have, because it takes all of us to make this thing work, not just one group of people. It takes
Right.
everybody. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping again that this is not a moment and this is a movement. That's my thought. So just keeping an eye on things, because as things are up, when it's gonna come down,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't.
And
Yeah.
they've been giving Haley Bailey, whatever her last name is, the flux about the Little Mermaid, her being a
Oh,
black girl.
like Haley Bailey.
I
Yeah.
don't know Bailey. I know it's Haley.
Okay,
Haley and the two twins, Haley and Chloe.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's a lot of people saying that
It's a cartoon. I still don't get it.
yeah, it's a lot of both sides saying that it's good and it's bad. So
I
Yeah.
think you have to have diversity.
yeah,
Again, you everybody wants to see themselves represented, and not just talk about race, talk about sexuality, talk about disabilities,
hmm
just everybody want to see themselves represented. And then it's like, why we can't have a world
right.
that
Yeah.
you see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thoughts on that. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's see. All right, on Thursday, the LADA, well, Los Angeles District Attorney Department, charged Freddie Lee Tron and his 17-year-old son with robbery and murder for the PNB Rock.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
The- there we go. Yeah, for his murder. Now, if you don't remember, he was gunned down at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles about a couple of earlier this month. And Tron's wife is also charged with one count of accessory after the fact. So supposedly the family was already sitting in the parking lot when they saw PNB Rock walk into the restaurant, him and his girlfriend.
Mhm.
The minor was the shooter, and Freddie, which is the father, was the getaway driver. So, and we tend to talk about the younger generation having no soul, but these were grown as not just adults. These were parents that had their 17-year-old go up and take another man's life like it was nothing. So I'm thinking that wasn't the first time he's done that. Um, but the whole family is in jail now.
Well, that's a fucked up situation. If you're a dad, you done took your wife to jail and your son to jail.
Yes.
What kind of fucking parenting is that?
I don't know, but the fact that just you as a parent is okay with your child going and just taking another person's life, and you telling them you supporting that. Go ahead, let's get this.
And that probably wasn't meant to go that way.
They
Even
saw
though it's still,
opportunity.
yeah, they probably saw opportunity with somebody that got some money and notice his coming up or whatever the case may be, and want to rob him, but didn't necessarily want to kill him.
Looking at, well, I can't look at stuff like that, but how they was reported that the young man, the shooter, he actually checked to make sure he was dead and then snatched the stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he picked to move him, just make sure he was dead. So it was no empathy in that. It was straight up murder.
Yeah, so that was
It wasn't an
meditated.
accident.
That was meditated then.
It
So
wasn't an
that means
accident.
he probably done did that before. Yeah,
Yeah.
How they describe the ease of him pulling that trigger, I wouldn't be surprised if he had some bodies on him before this.
yeah, that's crazy, man. What is a black man's life worth nowadays?
Yeah.
And it's coming from both white and blacks. So in some part of me is like, how the hell can we be mad at white people or white cops and shit for killing us if we killing our damn self?
Well, they are here to protect and to serve. So that's their job.
Understandable.
So that's their job, not to just murder us down in the street just because they can.
Understandable. But same thing with us. We supposed to protect each other. But
Says who? Said that hasn't happened since the 70s.
okay, and that's the point. If we're not staying, close to each other, we killing off each other.
Yeah.
How can we blame anybody else for doing it if we constantly doing it?
Great.
Yeah. I think that's, I don't know, like certain families is raised different. And then I know I used to go into my friend's house and they can do certain things, and my parents told us not to do certain things, and they come to my house, they couldn't do that. And with this situation, if I was in the car, I'd be like, nah, man, I'm not gonna do that. But with them all agreeing to it, you can see that this is how they are raised. This is what's already inside their backyard. So I'm kind of glad they're going to jail. I hate that somebody lost their life over a chain, because I don't know exactly what all they got from them, but we do know the chain was snatched, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think these rappers that be wearing these chains just to show that I have money that's another sign of slavery to me. And I know that's a whole different topic, but I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy on all ends.
I definitely see what you're saying. On the flip side, it's like if you're that, because I'm not a flasher, but you got people that love to flash what they got, and they
Yeah.
have the right to do that
They
and
do. They do.
and walk through wherever and feel safe. Just like when they're talking about women wearing very skimpy clothes. She has even though I don't agree with that, but she has the right to do that without
Yeah.
being harassed or raped.
Yeah.
So
True.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
That's
in
not
another,
invite.
in another case, there's this female rapper that had just posted that she had like $50,000 and she was just posting it. And right after that post, somebody killed her.
Yeah.
But again, you have the right to do whatever you want if that's how you want
You
to live,
do.
but you have the right to live
Yeah.
to do it. Nobody has the right to take that from you, and especially not your life.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna rob me, take the money, man. Like, give me my life. I can get the money again.
Yeah.
Let me keep my life. I can get the money again. But it flashing and all that stuff brings on that
Yeah.
type of
Yeah,
stuff.
it does.
If you constantly flashing stuff, people gonna be like, okay, when I see her again, I'm gonna do this.
I gotta do
Or
this.
I gotta get a piece of it, because people don't want to work no more.
Mm-mm.
They want
Yeah.
it the easy way. They think this is the easy way by robbing people. No, that's not the easy way. That's the hard way, because you got 3 possible things that can come out of that. 1, you can get away. 2, you can go to jail. 3, you could be killed.
Or kill. So
That's what I
kill
said.
somebody. So
Yeah.
It's only 3 possible things for you to get out of that.
Yeah.
So the money ain't gonna last you forever. So you're gonna have to do it again if you get away.
Yeah.
But that's a big as if.
you're right.
I was just talking to my friend this morning, and they was in the car, and then she had her phone through the car, and then we were just talking about graduation and all this, and she said that her mother said back in the day when she was coming up, they was able to leave their front doors unlocked, and then they can go to sleep and not have to worry about people coming in. But she was like, oh, that was a long time ago. And I think as the world is moving up, a lot of things that we used to do, we can't do no more. It's like getting unsafe to start. And just by hearing her say that, it's like, oh, y'all can do that? Leave your front door unlocked? But now we know you cannot. Right. And I understand it. Time has changed a lot. But a lot of things we can't even do now. We can't even do. And it's like, that is so crazy. I would love to leave my front door unlocked, fall asleep, and wake up and like, oh, okay, everything is all right,
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
Because we used to do it. I'm actually from the country part of Illinois. So if we did that, we had no problems. We just had the screen door closed because you don't want all them bugs and shit coming in the house.
Right.
But we'll leave the door open and wouldn't have no problem, no issues at all. Or we would even camp out there. go out in beside the house and put up tents, and we used to have family reunions on a place right next to my grandmother's house, a plot of land, and drink, cook it, kick it, do whatever the hell we wanted to do for the whole 24 hours, and didn't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, not today.
Nah, man, you can't leave your door open. You gotta close your door. You gotta lock that one. Alarm. You gotta have cameras every damn where. And all this, because we had an issue where somebody came in our driveway and stole the rims off the car.
Hold on, at your house?
At the house.
See, and
that's why we
bold.
Yeah. And those were stock rims.
Yeah,
there were no.
Man.
There were no aftermarket rims. Those were stock.
Yeah,
and people are getting bold. Like they're not even trying no more to be. They just doing it. So
yeah,
who still stock rims? But yes, they did.
If they gonna get paid.
My goodness.
Come back and the car sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
One block. You didn't get 4 blocks. I had 1 block.
No, it wasn't a block. It was one of them bricks that you see on the house.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was one of them. The car was teeter-tottering when you come outside.
Like that was crazy.
Like, man, I'm like, man, y'all could at least put us on some bricks or something.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, moving on. Speaking of crazy, Cat Williams and Michael Blackson are beefing again.
Cat Williams always beefing with somebody.
They are beefing again. So Michael Blackson made reference of Cat Williams smoking crack. So Cat Williams responded in Twitter with the words "on site." So we all know what that means.
Man, Cat Williams is gonna get beat up again because he got beat up by the little 15-year-old kid.
He said on site. So my question is, are we tired of reading about celebrities resolving conflict with violence? It just seems like we such a violent world these days. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Cat Williams better go sit down somewhere for Michael Blackson put some of that that nigga shit on his head.
But he said on site. So
he ain't doing nothing.
But my question is, because that's on the tail end of what Will Smith and slap. I mean, it's just like.
But that Will Smith and the slap that he did, that was actually a redo of something that happened years before that. Somebody actually got up at the audience, went on stage, and slapped whoever was talking, and went and sat back down.
I ain't hear about that one, but are we tired? I'm tired.
I'm just tired of violence. Period.
I'm tired.
Yeah. I remember, man, when people was about to fight, you never knew it until they fought.
Right.
Now they throw it on the internet, and I don't think that they throw it on the internet to let them know that we were about to fight. It's just something to be talked about. Yeah, because I don't think the real person that I want to fight, they want to let you know. When it happens, it happens. That's what I thought. But now they'll just talk to this internet, and then you got your bloggers and all that to make it go surface. But I don't know, because I would love to see the two people run together, and I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? But yeah.
Tired of it. And I was watching Comedy Hype, and I forgot the name of the comedian, but she was saying that like when white comedians or white folks, they having a conflict, they do that shit behind doors. You don't know.
Yeah,
they do that. But for us, it always has to be out blasted in front of everybody. And it's like, like why Jesus, why?
Yeah, I mean, now, go ahead. No,
well, I'm gonna say, if we learn how to use our power, now we are very powerful, but we don't know how to use it. And I watch a lot of commercials. A lot of commercials use a lot of black stuff. If you ever watch the Kroger commercial, they do a lot of our songs and our dancing, and they got cartoon characters doing this.
Yep.
But we don't know how to use our power. And one thing about our power, that we're very aggressive, and that's a power within itself. But if we knew how to use it at the right time in the right place, we would be more I don't know what word I'm trying to use, but we'll be better off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
I hate even looking at because they always posting some type of fight and you see the shit on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. I don't even look at it. I just scroll right past it because I'm tired of seeing that stuff. Hey, there's nothing fun or special or funny or empowering about that. It's not. It just make us look stupider as a people.
Yeah.
And you only see us fighting each other. You barely see something about a white person fighting.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely. And that's why I was saying earlier, my Facebook, it was 1 year. I don't know, fights was just on the Facebook, like that was the thing to post. And I'm like, what is going on? So that's why I was saying earlier about like my Facebook, I don't know who I follow. I got a lot of people that I follow, but it's just like, what are y'all posting? What are y'all putting up? So yeah, I try to stay off that thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. And the last one. We're gonna say goodbye. We lost another one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we lost another great artist Leon Ivy Jr., also known as Coolio, best known for his Gangster Paradise. Died earlier I think it was Thursday this week.
Yeah.
And according to TMZ, he suffered a cardiac arrest in his home. So rest in power. But yes, we lost another one.
Yeah, they falling off.
Yeah, falling off. He is gone. He is gone.
Yeah.
All right. So it's time to move on to Did You Know? All right. Did you know? This segment, we will celebrate and acknowledge the African American and their contributions to making this country great. February is Black History Month, but we celebrate Black history on this show every week. And as a bonus, of course, this is the start of Libra season, the best sign. I want to
You
celebrate.
better be lucky I can't find that button.
Celebrate Mr. Peter Gene Hernandez, also known as Bruno Mars. He was born October 8th in Honolulu, Hawaii. He rose to fame in 2010 with his feature on B.O.B. song Nothing on You. He went on to become a mega star, especially after he teamed up with Anderson Pack and forming Silk Sonic. So today, Mr. Bruno Mars, we celebrate you and salute you for your contributions to making this country great. All right. And finally, all right, Check Your Truth segment is where I take this time to exhale and what? Blow this shit out. So here's my thoughts. When these kids go out and murder people, whether it's one-on-one, mass killings, or serial killings, we tend to say it's not the parents' fault. And most of the time, I would agree. But we do have those exceptions that people are actually raising kids to be murderers. As we seen with the PNB Rock and that family that just murdered this guy just for a chain or whatever was in his pockets. Parents are supposed to protect their children. You know, what kind of life this 17-year-old now that's going to jail and he's going to be convicted of murder will have, because his parents encouraged him, supported him to go out and take another person's life. And should he be charged as an adult? Because he knew what he was doing. So
I would say, yeah, he need to be charged as an adult. You're doing adult shit, even though that shouldn't be adult or child situation. But you made the decision, regardless if your daddy or your mama told you to do it.
He's still a minor at 17.
You made the decision to go your butt in there and kill this man.
Mm-hmm.
And in the way that you did, it was like you're a professional at it.
Yes.
and you really didn't care.
Yeah.
So is that an adult decision or is that a kid decision?
Well, I think those adults, um, they should do life. If
They should
they
do,
should do life because
yeah.
they encourage and supported this kid to, to really go out and murder somebody. So, as your president of the Real As Peep Society, the most precious thing that God gives us are children. Protect them. If you can't do that, then don't have them. So, God bless you and these United States of America.
My thing is,
I ain't got my claps. Can I have my claps, please,
oh
before you
well,
go into your thing?
okay. Well, I was gonna go into my thing now, but man, people that do stuff like that, if you a parent and you sitting there waiting on your kid to come out from doing some harm to somebody, you deserve double whatever that kid gets. That kid and killed somebody, and he getting life. You need to serve two life sentences, because you the adult, you the one that could stop this. You the one that could make it go on. But because you are the parent sitting there in the car waiting on the kid to come out from doing whatever the fuck he was gonna do, you knew what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
So you deserve a worse sentence than he do.
Yeah.
'Cause go ahead.
Well, like I always felt that if my parents allowed me to do it, I can do it, right?
Mhm.
Even if I did something wrong and they didn't really say anything about it, well, they knew about it, so I felt I can do it. And it's a lot of things that I couldn't do, right? So, like you said, if they allowed this kid to go in there, yeah, he was brainwashed, I want to say, but then at the same token, he understands what he's doing as well. So it's a fine line between that whole situation. But his parents allowed it, so they should do double time, and he should do time as well, and he should be charged as an adult.
Yeah.
He's 17. He's going away. He's more than likely going to be convicted. And he's going away probably for the rest of his life.
Depending on what state he in, he
They in
going
California.
straight to prison.
Oh
Because
yeah.
in certain states, you going straight to prison. Ain't no juvenile anything.
Yeah.
And then it depends on the severity of the case as well.
Murder and robbery. So can't get unless only thing worse is mass or serial. But yeah.
Now I do also think that these people that's becoming rappers and singers and they be getting this status. Once you get that status, you got to get the hell out of from where you came from. You have to, because you're gonna have people that's begging it all the damn time, and then you're gonna have those people that, oh, he ain't gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it.
But it goes back to the earlier conversation. It's like you have the right, you should have the right to go wherever you want to, wherever you want, wear whatever you want,
You should,
without somebody taking your life for it.
You
yeah.
But
again, we're in a different time. So
yeah, you already know the consequences.
You gotta.
That's why
you gotta protect yours.
The old R&B artists and hip hop artists, they got away from the city that they was born in or was raised in, because they know that you're gonna get those two type of people begging you because they think they know you, and people that's gonna, okay, I know he ain't gonna give it to me for free, so I'm gonna take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It feel like anytime you try to make a decision, it's always another decision that you got to make on top of that decision. So it's just crazy out there.
Yeah.
I was watching something about the Nipsey Hussle thing, and they was just trying to say that he was in his old neighborhood and he shouldn't have moved, but at the same token, he was trying to give back. And a lot of times when you grow up in a neighborhood, you want to see your neighborhood succeed off your success. So yeah, it's a fine line between that as well,
It is. And then the people in the neighborhood should have been like, okay, this man is bringing something back to us to make us a better community. We shouldn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
That's just the case in any city. If this man had then made it and he's trying to bring something back to his community where he come from, that should be just like he damn near royalty almost. Not saying you got to worship him or nothing like that, but get a man a pass. He trying to do something positive. But when you got those people out there that's doing the worst shit in America, people praise them more than they praise the people that's trying to help out.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
So, it's fucked up.
Yeah, and then the way people think nowadays, you can have 3 people. 2 of them gonna say, "Man, great job." That one gonna say, "Great job," and then back in his head, he like, "Man, forget him." So it's just this thought process that a lot of people have as well.
Yeah.
Like Biggie said, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
And they always think that the person that then got out the hood and then made something for himself and try to come back to the hood, he thinking he think he better than me.
Yeah, and that's that thought process. Yeah.
Who actually thinks that? Just whoever that has that bad thought process, they the only ones that's thinking that.
All righty. Well, that is it for my Check Your Truth. So before I turn it back over, word from our sponsor. Terradome Entertainment. We turn your fear of dreaming into amazing realities. If your dream is to become a photographer, we have a nice intimate photo studio just for you. If you want to record that next hit song or do voiceover work, we have a state-of-the-art studio also for you. If you want to professionally record your own podcast, well, we have that too. Check us out at www.terradomeentertainment.com. We are the only ones to turn your fear of dreaming into amazing realities. All righty. And that is all I have. Turning it back over to you, DJ Talented. So for those final thoughts.
Well, for those final thoughts today is, man, we talked to one of the dopest that I've seen spoken word artists in the Atlanta area, Mr. Free Will, man. And if y'all would have been at that show, which was a packed house,
it was.
When he came up there, it changed the whole situation. And it was like sparks and fire and flames was coming from this man, because, man, he had everybody standing up on their feet, clapping. Basically, they wanted you to come back up there.
Appreciate it. I love that moment of it.
Yeah, that show was dope. That show was dope. And then we also had some other artists like Danelle Porche. She did her thing. And,
always.
And she always had the crowd on point. And then we had some singers up there. We had some other artists up there that may not have did their best, but they tried. They tried. You know what I'm saying? So that's all what spoken word is about and open mic is about. Regardless if you, as Mr. Free Will say, if you're in your freshman stage or your senior stage, let that talent out. That's what open mics are about.
Yeah.
So that's one of the major reasons why we do it, to get talented people out there to share their talent. And Mr. Free Will, we still got some work we supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like I say, you guys got the studio going. You guys got a lot going that I see that I want to get involved in. So most definitely, we got some work that I want to do.
Definitely. So my name is D. Oh, go ahead.
Do you have any final words on today? Free Will.
No. My final words is y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all are inspiring people, and I'm one of them. I'm just, as I was on this show today, I'm just looking at how y'all got this going and stuff popping up, and I'm looking at this like, this is awesome. So you never know who you are touching, because a lot of people won't let you know, but y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing it. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's a help, man, because this stuff gets heavy sometimes. Because you're working a regular day job, and then you gotta come home, and then you gotta work for another 8 to 10 to 12 hours trying to get stuff going, and then you don't really get a break. So hearing that from somebody,
it definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, it helps.
The last thing I'm gonna say is I do a lot of praying, and I don't really share that with a lot of people because I know how certain religions and all that get. But I do a lot of praying, and one of my prayers I pray is I want to make my calling my living.
Yes.
And a lot of times we go to work to make our living, but that is not our calling. So y'all keep doing what y'all doing, and one day y'all calling is going to be y'all living. So that's all I can say on that end.
That's the goal.
I claim it.
I do too. I receive it.
Most definitely.
But man, again, Mr. Free Will, how can we get in contact with you?
Hit me on my Instagram at Free Will Chapman. That's Free Will Chapman. Last name spelled with a T, not a P. CHATMAN.
Okay, good. Miss Entertainment, how can we get in contact with you?
MIZZENTATL on all social media.
Yep. Right. And you know, DJ Talented _ the number. Yeah. The number 1 on Instagram. And you'll see everything that we got going on, even the link to Terror Dome Entertainment. You'll see that. You can say hi, you can contact with us, whatever you need to do. Again, we have a music studio where
I always do that when he's like landing the plane.
Yeah. It's right next to us. That's why I'm pointing that way. If you're into photography, we have a location for you as well, which is on the other side of this door, where we do documentaries and things of that nature as well. And if you are interested in having your own radio show, we have a radio internet radio where you will be heard all around the world, not just in certain places. So again, if any of that is interesting to you, and also if you are a independent artist, we will have a show starting. Well, we started it already, but we have to get some kinks and things out to make sure that it's perfect for everyone. So hit us up at info@terradomeent.com for more information about that. And again, this has been another show, a great one of The Real.
One more thing.
Okay.
Brotherly Love.
Oh, yeah. So Brotherly Love will be coming out
Monday.
Holding him to it. Monday at 7 p.m. Y'all better set y'all clocks and watch the Brotherly Love second show. So get it done. Be there.
Yeah, most definitely.
We're working on the third part now. So yeah.
All right.
Anything else that I miss?
Nope. Let's go.
All right. So this has been The Real,
The Raw,
and the motherfucking rugged. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, Mr.
Peace.
We give you the real, like we pop in a red pill. Ain't no time for acting, it's like camera action. Real life is a script, real talk is what it is. Enlighten your 6 sense, back at it again until you can't filter